Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The way we start our meeting now, we stand and do the pledge of allegiance to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The way we conduct the meeting is, Shannon will call your case, come up to the table, give us your name, and then any information we need to make a decision. Then we'll ask if there's anybody here that's in favor of your project, and then we'll ask if there's anyone opposed. Then we'll close the meeting to public hearing, and we'll make a determination at that time. We'll ask you if you have cell phones, turn them down or turn them off. So it don't disrupt the meeting. Okay, thank you, Shannon.
Okay, the first case we had on file was case number, exception 2026-75 for Dominic Richardson. That one has been dropped. This next case that we have on file is case number variance 2026-170 for Steve Wolferman. This petition for a variance would permit allowing an on-premise sign of 45.7 square feet in an ag district. The property is located on the west side of Kern Road and 264 feet south of County Road 1300 North in the town of Syracuse. The address is 1288-9 North Kern Road. Staff has reviewed the request and in the absence of any remonstrance, recommends approval of the petition as presented with the condition that all required setback requirements are met and all applicable permits are obtained, which is a sign permit. All legal ads were publicized and surrounding owners were notified.
Your name?
Stephen Wolferman.
So what's the sign for?
Advertising, that whatever we're doing out there, we do a lot of benefits out there at Eagles.
You're at the Eagles.
Yeah.
Okay.
At Eagles, and we just like to put a sign up out there when we do benefits for this and benefits for that, we can stick out there.
Okay.
So Steve, I do have a question, as far as location of your new sign as opposed to your current sign. Where are you planning on placing it?
Well, I don't have the measurements with me. I think I turned all the measurements
Okay.
down at the plant commission.
Oh, gotcha.
It's, almost at the same place. They measured back from the property line. Actually, Jeff used, the website for the measurement. And, went back, actually, he tried to go back about to where the school sign was, made sure, you know, that it doesn't hinder any traffic and this and that. And, so I can't see our old sign, just a little guy that's out there. It's like a 2x2 that sits out there.
The one that says Eagles is yellow with black print?
Oh, that one's way up there at the north.
It's not that.
Oh, no, this is gonna be right down here by the driveway.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they got that big yellow guy down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions for him?
So is it the one closer to where like the address is or the ladies' auxiliary?
Yeah, right there where that driveway goes into the club, it'll be just off the right.
Okay.
After you turn in, I don't know how many feet it is off the road, really, where they put it, 'cause I didn't do the measurement.
Okay.
A couple of the other guys sit there and do the measurement.
And he made sure not to, because I think it's a trail crossing sign, going from almost where the row of pine trees isn't there a crossing?
Yeah, that part of there's a crossing.
Yep.
We put that in for when the school overflows, they can park in our driveway and they have to cross across.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Matt, where the sign is where the arrow button is.
Yeah, it's where the arrow button is, that little property he's talking about, I think that island up there.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's 25.09 feet off of the right of way,
Okay.
okay?
Gotcha.
Anything else for Steve? Okay, thank you, Steve. Is there anyone here in favor of this project? Is there anyone here opposed?
Nothing on file.
We'll close the meeting to public comment. What's your pleasure, Tom?
I'd like to, make a motion that we approve the, variance for this new sign based upon the, location that they are planning and, the staff left with.
Okay. You second it? We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Make sure to get your permit.
Yes, glad that, have to pick that up down at the courthouse at the,
Tom, you can go online and apply for it, or you can come, or Steve, sorry, why did I say Tom, because Tom's up there. Steve, you can come in and do it, we have all your documents, and tomorrow I can get it issued for you.
oh,
If
okay,
you
just come in here tomorrow?
At the courthouse,
At the courthouse?
yep.
Up-
Just come in-
upstairs?
Yep, just come
Okay.
in there and I can get you a permit, okay?
I'll be there,
All
thank
right,
you.
thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you much.
Okay.
Okay, the next one we have before you is case number variance 2026-180 for Fidel. The petition was for a variance which would permit allowing a 6-foot tall fence and the street yard to remain as placed. The property is located on the south side of Iroquois Drive and 344 feet north of the North Shore Drive in the town of Syracuse. Just so you know, this one was withdrawn by the petitioner because they brought the property into compliance. So we don't need to do anything further with that one. The next one is case number exception 2026-87 for Click Properties. That one was dropped. The next one is case number variance 2026-91 for Terry Miller. The petition is for a variance which would permit allowing the AC unit to remain as placed at 12.3 feet from the rear property line. The property is located on the west side of Huntington Street and 169 feet northwest of the Medusa Street in the town of Syracuse. The property address is 109 North Huntington Street. Staff has reviewed the request and in the absence of any remonstrance, recommends approval of the petition. Staff further recommends that the board address the encroachment issue with regards to the overhangs of the structure. The applicants are aware of this. We recommend that the petitioner modify the overhangs of the structure within 60 days to comply with the previously approved variance, which was number 86002, which permitted the structure to be located 1 foot from the side property line. To achieve that compliance, overhangs must maintain a minimum setback of 1 foot from the side property line. They can't get an encroachment agreement, so we would recommend, if approved, that you put in your, as a condition of the approval for the HC to have these removed within 60 days to be brought into compliance with the previously granted. His name,
I,
I'm Carrie, nice to meet you. Liz and my husband Mark, I know the bell.
okay. I know the building you're talking about,
Mhm.
and that's been there for years and years and years. Was built long before the neighbor made it into an apartment.
Okay.
And why it wasn't caught back when he bought it, he didn't have a survey or anything, so. Cause I walked around the building,
Okay.
the steel post he has driven down through there. Is that the property line that you know?
I believe so, yeah. We had it surveyed recently, and it seems to match up with that.
Okay. Because I looked up the gutters, the overhang, everything, and
We were just trying to help with rain and whatnot.
I understand. I said, the gutters is to his benefit, but.
Well, that's what I thought.
This is you.
I thought it was a win-win, but that's okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, do you have plans to, because they're standard size gutters, they're not oversized, do you have plans on removing the gutters, or?
It depends on you guys, I would take whatever you guys recommend, I will.
I'm looking at it, I think if they just take the gutters off, they'll be in compliance.
And then the rainwater, it just goes right down the shingle?
It's still gonna drop right down on the
I
property.
mean, we're just gonna have water mess, but.
So it's just a,
No, it's just the gutters, to my knowledge, is the only thing that's.
Yeah, the gutters, the only thing that's over.
Yeah. So here's a, picture, so, these are the posts that he mentions, which are approximately where the property line is. And you can see it goes,
Right straight up.
and, I mean, those posts seem closer than a foot. So if it was set back a foot, then it's, I mean, it's just, it's right there.
You're using, the old garage for storage,
Okay.
no other business working out of it, or,
It's just storage.
Yeah.
So I was, I mean, but it's, we noticed when there was rain and stuff back there, it wasn't very fun in that area, parking lot area, so.
Mhm.
But I will be in compliance with whatever you guys recommend.
So it's behind the building where we.
is where the air conditioner is.
Yeah, and it's up high.
Yes.
Have you tried to regrade that area to maybe help the water?
We have.
Okay. Because it sort of looked like, and I couldn't tell if it was like from the old street alley if maybe, some gravel was at one time snowplowed and it piled up there. Because there does seem to be sort of like almost a wash area, to remove some of that water. If you're having water issues in that building, grading it might help you.
We did that a little bit, but.
So, I'm not a landscaper, I'm just looking at it, water tends to flow down,
Right.
and it seems to go back toward the building.
Okay,
I will say on their behalf, they have reached out to the neighbor to try to get an encroachment to remove them. They tried many times to get a hold of them to, or, so.
Is the, property next is it's a private owner,
Mm-hmm.
but multiple.
stuff me.
Gotcha.
Some of the rentals. Because the night I was down there, there's a couple, not too desirable cars parked there. One had the front end on mixed up, and I assume it was from them. They're using your property for parking lot.
I have no other questions for it.
Huh?
I either way, I could move to approve it. I mean,
Well, that's good to make sure that
come in support for those property. So that was from a Steve and Deborah Vanderrider, I think it is. Sorry, I can't read her handwriting, so I apologize. And she just said that they have no issues whatsoever with them having the air conditioner as it sits now.
Yeah, I think they live on the back behind.
Oh, do they?
I think,
Their address with the letter was 100 North Pond Street.
Yeah, so is that behind?
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know the streets around here, so, yeah,
Okay, is there anyone opposed?
nothing on file.
We'll close the meeting to public comment. And what's your pleasure?
Just discussion wise, I mean, the AC unit in the back.
Yeah,
Up
it's-
high
yep.
in the heat,
Causes no problem.
and as far as the distance to the property, it's sort of a
They go.
weird shape, but
Yeah.
the gutter, I mean, it's great, she has reached out to them. But if it was a previous variance that we approved, you know, to be a foot off the property line.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's encroaching, and we don't like to see encroachment.
yeah, negative.
But a gutter is designed to take water away. And if we have issues from the neighbor about the encroachment, we could take the gutter off as staff suggested.
Has the neighbor complained?
Yes.
That's how this came about.
So it was instigated from the neighbor, so we almost need to act upon the encroachment
Yeah,
and say, okay, yeah, it's the gutters, you take them off, and then they'll find that water tends to go elsewhere, and, you know, as long as she has it graded well,
mhm.
and if it goes into his basement, so be it. So, that's just my thought.
Okay, is that a motion?
Oh, yeah, I'll make the motion that we do approve the variance for the air conditioner, within its measurement and where it is currently placed. We do ask that, in order to solve the encroachment issue, that you remove the gutter. You might store them rather than destroy them, because that may change his position on the use of a gutter. And then, since that's the only part that appears at this time to be over or within the, earlier variance that was granted, let's just bring that into where it needs to be. That's my motion.
Okay, one second. We have a motion and a second,
We provide a timeframe.
60 days.
Okay, yes, for that.
60 days.
So yes, 60 days, 60 days, okay? 2 months, yeah, 60 days, okay.
Okay, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion's carried.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What'd you think about the fun government meeting you went to?
Was it a good fit?
You don't know what
Yeah, we
you
don't like the
do.
term.
Just for them while you have
You gotta write the term paper on it.
Yeah,
Just write a report.
You-
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
You ought to stay and see how a professional does it as the attorney firm, so.
Oh. You really need to.
Yeah, I mean, for complaint too.
We're stepping this in on Dock Street.
Oh.
You're familiar with that?
Says it all.
That's right. And he wouldn't give them encouragement.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
was the previous variance, was that from 1986? Is with the number
So the first
86?
two,
Yeah,
002?
mm-hmm. Correct.
I think that's when the original owner finally sold out. Steve will remember that used to be the lumber yard.
Really?
Yeah.
And now it's a bakery.
Where Paul Stone's office is a grocery store. And the red brick house across 13 was another grocery store.
Didn't have to go far to find a junkyard,
That's right.
car dealership, boat manufacturer.
And most of them homes
wow.
along there,
Yeah.
the front half of them was all businesses.
Okay.
That's why it's all still commercial.
Yeah, okay.
Even though the residents.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right, the next one before you is exception 2026-88 for Carla Walker. The petition for an exception for the purpose of the construction of a 28 by 32 building that would equal 896 square feet. This is an oversized accessory building where maximum allowed is 24 by 24 for 576 square feet in a residential district. The property is located on the east side of Harrison Street and 57 feet south of Benton Street in the town of Syracuse. The address for the property is 406 North Harrison Street. All legal ads were publicized and surrounding property owners were notified. Again, you have my staff comments on there. If approved, what we would recommend and suggest putting as conditions. Steve, it's yours.
Thank you. Steve Snyder on behalf of the petitioner. As Shannon indicated, we're requesting a building with 896 square feet as opposed to 576 square feet because we want to make the garage large enough to be usable. The dimensions at the foundation are 28 by 32, not a particularly large garage, but I wanted those dimensions to be shown because the ordinance talks about the square footage that we're dealing with. That does not include any overhangs, and there will be a 1-foot overhang all the way around it. The property currently has a single-family residence on it with no garage and no accessory building. Fronts on Harrison Street, but it also has alleys on 2 sides. We're not looking for any variances for setbacks. We'll meet the 2 alley setbacks of 15 feet each, and the sideline setback is 5 feet, will be 7 feet. So we meet all the setbacks, but we do want a building that is 30 by 34 at the drip line, 28 by 32 at the foundation. It will have 9-foot ceilings and will be well under the building height requirements and the ridgeline requirements and the eave requirements. This is a very logical place to put it because there's plenty of space on this lot to put it. And we could choose technically from 2 different alleys to have access. Those alleys, as originally platted, were to allow coal deliveries to the house for the furnace. Well, that's not needed anymore. But anyway, it does provide the perfect access. The proposed access is coming from the south. We'll have a 20-foot setback from that line. If you look at the aerial photo, you can tell it's a few feet off because if you look at the fence line right there, I would suggest that's the property line, as is this line down here. So as we all know, aerial photos aren't the most accurate in the world, but at least you can see we've got plenty of space to put this here. In no sense of the word is it going to be dangerous. If you look in the immediate area, you can see garages across the street in every direction, north of this property, south of the property, east of the property. So we're very compatible with the neighborhood, from the standpoint of everybody has a garage. A significant number of them are detached garages, and that's what this one is proposed to be. If anything, there'll be a positive effect on values, but there certainly won't be any negative effect. And as the ordinance and the statute require, there's no significant adverse effect on value. Even if you don't like the grass covered with a garage, these people are entitled to have a place to put their cars inside. The ordinance, puts a pretty small limitation on single-family lots of this size for a garage. They get 2 cars in, and that's it. What we're looking to do is, of course, get 2 cars in, plus have some storage along with it, so that we can get everything that we have inside. Property is well maintained, but the house is very small. And this will provide them with not only the garage, but some additional storage space.
Okay, appreciate it. Is there anyone here in favor of this project? Anyone here opposed?
That'd be me.
Good.
My name is Jeff Nicodemus. I live at 408 North Harrison Street. I have a few concerns about the request in the oversized accessory building on 406 North Harrison Street. The oversized building would be 28 by 32, which we've already discussed, 896 square feet. The house that's on this property right now is 768 square feet. The new build would be quite a bit larger. And I would have to say there is a garage on that property now. It is attached to the house. As you can see, just north of their house, there is a 1-car garage. My second concern is the new build. Is it going to be a pole barn type, or is it going to be a stick-built garage on a foundation? I'm not in favor of an oversized pole barn on this, or an oversized pole barn. One has already been built in the neighborhood in 2022, and the other neighbors were told it was going to be a garage, including me. It turns out that it's an oversized pole barn. That's picture 1 I gave you. There have been other ones built in towns that look out of place. Picture 2 and picture 3 are large pole barns. My third concern is the location of this new build. The spot they have marked out is right in the middle of their yard. Pictures 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is right outside my back door. When I would come out my back door, I'm going to see nothing but a big garage. Most all garages are in the back of the property, and most are a 24 by 24 garage. Number 8 is a picture is the alley behind our property facing. As you can see, most of them are right by the alley. Number 9 is the garage, or excuse me, number 9 are garages 1 block north of me, all facing west, again, all by the alley. Number 10 are garages 1 block north, facing north. Again, all by the alley, not in the middle of the property. Picture 11 are garages right behind this building, facing north. Again, all by the alley. Picture 12, I'm going too fast this second.
No.
Okay. Picture 12 is a garage that was built 1 year ago, a 14 by 35, with 2 other garages on the same property. That's picture 13. Plus, already has an attached garage. I'm not sure how this got approved, but it did. That's one block north of me. My other concern is, as Steve mentioned, be my property value. How is that gonna help my property value? Or will it hurt my property value? I have no idea knowing. If I ever decide to sell my house. There's a large building right outside the back door. But in closing, if you guys decide to grant this request, I would wish for a survey of the property. The fence that is there was put in many, many, many years ago. I've lived there 33 years, it was in before I was there. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Steve?
Thank you. I question the need for a right to a view, when you're in a residential area like this. First of all, you look around, just in the limited area we can see, there are garages everywhere. I would suggest that virtually every one of those was constructed before the zoning ordinance took effect. That's why they're built right on the alley.
Yeah.
And now, your ordinance requires a 15-foot setback from that alley right of way. We're meeting that. That's why it's in the middle of the lot, is to meet your setback requirements. And we meet all of your setback requirements. Whether it's full construction or foundation construction doesn't make any difference, as long as its appearance is compatible to residential uses. And I would suggest to you, you can make that a condition of the approval, as you always do. I would expect it. As far as property values go, I don't think there's any effect whatsoever on property values, but certainly no significant adverse effect, which is what the ordinance and the state statute require. We're going to provide a nice looking compatible building, meeting all your setback requirements, providing these people with a place to get their cars in and have some extra storage. And it certainly is not oversized. Take a look at the building across the street. That's not 574 square feet, I'll guarantee you. And many of the other buildings are. The buildings Mr. Nicodemus was referring to, I don't know what year they were built, but my guess is, in this area of town, they were all built long before 1975, when the county ordinance took effect. Syracuse had its own ordinance at that point, but not for that long. So I would suggest they're just older buildings that were built without regard to zoning, because zoning didn't exist.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Okay, we'll close the meeting, public hearing, and we'll let you pleasure here, gentlemen.
Ken, on a separate topic, since you did mention it and have a photo number 13 of the multiple garage units. Is there a way you could go back and see if that did come up?
We could look in to see when they were built, but my thing would be like Steve said.
If it's before 75, the
Yes.
county ordinances were not enforced here. So they would not have come before.
Right. So that would be the first thing, to see if there's something on file for those.
Yeah.
However, something else to note, which Steve, you can jump in here too, is that if they are we're looking at the size of each building for the square footage. We're not adding each building up to go over that square footage. So if it met setback, and was under the square footage for that lot, it was 570 square feet. I don't know, cause I don't know where that property is, so I would say wherever that is, you need address
Okay.
for, but if it was under the, say, it was 576 square feet that our ordinance permits,
You just put it right next to it.
we, as long as we're
Right.
meeting all of the ordinance requirements, we cannot deny them that permit.
Okay.
Is that how you have it, too, Steve?
Yes.
Thank you.
Did you have anything else on file?
Or any opposition?
Letters, yeah.
No, none in favor and none against,
Okay.
so,
I did have a call, and I actually drove basically from John Street, you know, all the way up to Carroll Street, each alley, you know, sort of blocking out, because, you know, and we see it on your pictures as well as Steve's overhead, you know, where the other garages are located, where the poles are. The concern on the call was visibility. And, but of course, an alley is not a through street. You know, there should be some caution. So, but it looks like as far as their plans, the setbacks help. So the garage is not on the alley, it's set back, but I did wonder, Steve, on the drawing, it looks like the drive is sloped coming from Harrison into the garage, or is
It's coming off the alley.
coming off the alley from Harrison?
Well, you could come either way.
Okay.
I think that was just a curve in the drive that was unintentional.
Oh, okay.
It's just gonna, you can
That's
come
right.
at it from, you can come
Either
at it
Lake
from the
Street
east
or
the
Harris.
west. Yeah, either way.
And I did want to mention that let's see, it was the picture 3. That was one that actually came in front of us. And we had a condition with the overhang to make it appear more residential rather than a farm. So, and that's something condition-wise, as Steve mentioned, you know, the appearance where it's, you know, more residential looking than straight, but that one I do remember because it's right across from the Pearl Street parking lot. And eventually where the new library is, you know, just down, right, down the street, so.
This photo, and I was trying to stay with you. Are you concerned that it would look like this, or?
I have no idea what it will look like. I am concerned about that.
Okay, so this would be, you wouldn't be happy if it looked like, correct?
Hold on, what's that, Tom?
Photo 3, the gray.
Okay, so it's the one that Matt was talking about.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
And that address is gonna be on Pearl Street.
And then that's also a residence.
Yeah, there's, yeah.
And condominium.
So, Steve, I should have double checked, do they plan on any overflow living quarters within the garages, strictly
No.
automobiles and storage?
Correct.
No
living quarters. There will be a bathroom in it, but no living quarters.
Okay. Currently, any plans to operate a business out of that?
I mean, the conditions that Shannon listed, we don't have any problems with.
Okay.
Thank you.
I would say she does have a business. She runs out of her house right now.
And what would that be?
She sells candles and stuff, I guess, it's for some company or whatever. Tea light or.
I work at home too, but it's not a business.
Let's say she's not gonna turn this into a business out there though.
Right, that's in the restrictions we've got.
Yeah.
If you want me to, I'll read them to you.
No, that's quite fine. That's
No,
fine.
the structure will and shall be compatible with the surrounding area. No business shall be operated from the structure. No living quarters will be installed within the structure. All required setbacks are met, and the structure by ordinance can't exceed 25 feet in height.
Thank you.
Those will be in, if it's approved or whatever. Okay? So, do we have a motion?
Thought-wise, it is meeting our setback. It does not block the view of the alleyway, which was, concern.
Yeah, and then the setback
Takes
compelling, because it,
I was on the board when they approved this one.
well, it is what puts it in the middle of the yard.
Yeah.
The square footage is a good bit bigger, but the spirit of the proposed size it doesn't read like a giant pole barn size, you know, it reads like a bigger than a two-car garage, you know. So,
And it is, basically 4x8 larger
Yes,
than what is allowed in, 4x8 is a small storage barn.
you don't need a permit for it.
Yeah. So if I could follow up on the state survey request, was that more for the fence and the property line, not
I just
specific?
wanted to make sure everything was within where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Because if we're going off of the fence, which I'm not sure where the measurements for their stakes are, if they went off the fence or, because there's been no survey done, so I'm not sure where their starting point is.
There will be stakes set out there at the corners that could be found. We are so over setback from the setback requirements, I think spending $800 or $900 on a survey is throwing money away.
Because if we're supposed to be 5 feet from the sideline, and you're 7 feet,
Right.
That's,
you're not touching the fence.
no,
That's the question. This project won't touch the fence.
No.
Whose fence it is.
No.
okay.
Thank you.
Actually, it's a photograph. At number 10, I was lost.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. When you were saying the numbers, it's like, I only have 3 here.
I wasn't sure how to do it.
If I remember right, on one of the ones on Front Street, in order to get residents, it had to be attached to the house without, they got basically around or followed the ordinance.
To allow it to be around.
Yeah. But I mean, we're such a distance away unless they eventually enlarge other than if there's a restroom to sewer and water connected. I don't believe alleys have curb cuts. So, and it's just whichever way they can come in from either way. And, I mean, it's either from the east or from the west, from the south, it might be north, no.
I have a question, kind of an ignorance, just of what the specific requirements are within town about adding, bathroom facilities in a garage or outdoor. What are the hurdles for that?
If it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think if it's just a sink, then it's brown water, or gray water.
Gray water.
Oh, and wrong color. Then that could almost be, like,
It could be an add-on to their septic.
yeah. And then, but they would, have to deal with, utilities
Right.
for hook in.
We have to get a permit from the city in order to tie in, whether it's a separate line going to the sewer or whether there's a way to tie into the existing sewer line to the resident.
Yeah, we run into that down there with the food truck.
Yeah.
But you're not anticipating that, not just a sink, but a bathroom.
Yeah, we're looking at a sink and a toilet.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your understanding that there's a way that you can get that approved, that's not,
Right.
that's some extraordinary stuff.
No, we don't
That
anticipate a
didn't
problem.
go through us, that's being through the town.
Yeah.
And all of the conditions, especially the appearance, is accepted.
Yeah, they agreed to all that.
Well, I'll throw out the motion for this, exception, that we grant the exception with the conditions that are within our notes and have been read. And number one being the appearance is of residential nature of the building. We are meeting the setbacks, we're meeting the height requirement. It is just the appearance that we don't have an idea of, but that's part of our condition.
Okay, do I have a second? In the motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you'll have business next month. I'll be ready to file one tomorrow for next month.
Oh, thank you.
We'll be our second one.
Wouldn't want you to be disappointed.
Thanks, Steve.
See you later.
Bye, thank you.
Have a good one. Do I have a motion on the minutes?
I'll make a motion that we approve last month's minutes.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
I move we adjourn.
And for the paperwork.
I think the order's on.
I do want to say I've enjoyed reading your articles on the data center.
Oh, thank you.
like, that was gonna be one, and then it turned into five, you know, there's a lot to cover, and I just thought there really is, I mean, so many different